Have you ever walked past a coin on the street and never gave it a second glance, assuming it's just another ordinary piece of change? What if that very coin could secretly hold a story, a history, and a value so immense that it could rival the price of a luxury car, a dream mansion, or even a private island? Now imagine a seemingly regular coin from 1988, bearing the modest P mint mark of Philadelphia, a Jefferson nickel that you or someone you know might unknowingly possess, and that coin, yes, that 1988 P Jefferson nickel, could actually be worth not just hundreds or thousands but up to $20 million. Welcome to a world where tiny metallic discs become hidden treasures, where numismatic mysteries unfold like suspense thrillers, and where one man's pocket change becomes another man's fortune. In this video, we're diving headfirst into the fascinating and often jaw-dropping story behind the 1988 P Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent coin that carries a tale far beyond its face value. So before you skip ahead, ask yourself, what makes this coin so rare? Why are collectors around the globe desperate to get their hands on it? And what secrets does this nickel hide beneath its worn surface? Buckle up, because we're about to take a riveting journey through the historical, monetary, and accidental twists of fate that transformed this humble coin into one of the most sought-after rarities in American numismatic history. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse. While millions of these coins were minted every year, the 1988 P edition holds a place of special intrigue, not due to its sheer quantity, for it was struck in large numbers, but due to rare mint errors, elusive varieties, and historical oddities that make it stand out from the crowd. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 655 million Jefferson nickels in 1988, and that large mintage might suggest the coin is common, even worthless to collectors. But here's where the mystery deepens. Not all 1988 P Jefferson nickels were created equal. Some came off the presses with striking anomalies, off-center errors, double dies, planchet flaws, and even transitional mistakes that resulted in unbelievable prices at auctions and private sales. One such coin surfaced during a private estate sale in the early 2000s when a collector noticed that a supposedly ordinary 1988 Jefferson nickel had a dramatic doubling on the reverse side. The word Monticello and the motto E pluribus unum appeared not once but twice, shadowed and ghostly, a classic example of a rare double die reverse error. Upon deeper inspection, this nickel also featured what appeared to be a transitional planchet. It was struck on a leftover planchet from a foreign coin series, giving it an unusual weight and color tone. The result? That one nickel, originally worth just 5 cents, was appraised at over $100,000 and eventually sold for even more through a private deal. But that was just the beginning. Another example was discovered by a metal detectorist in Florida who unearthed a 1988 P Jefferson nickel with a full 40% off-center strike, but what made it even more shocking was that it bore a partial collar strike and a retained cut over Jefferson's temple, making it one of the most visually bizarre nickels ever documented. Error after error kept surfacing from this year, each more unique and inexplicable than the last. In some instances, coins were struck on copper planchets typically used for Lincoln cents, weighing only 3.1 grams, while others were discovered with clipped planchets, broad strikes, die clashes, and even mirror-like proof-like fields despite being regular business strike coins from Philadelphia. These discoveries have not only baffled experts but also fueled an ever-growing frenzy in the collector community. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have received hundreds of these nickels for evaluation, and a small percentage have earned high grades like MS67 or above, driving values into the tens of thousands. One particular MS67 plus 1988 P Jefferson nickel with a nearly perfect strike and dazzling luster fetched over $25,000 in a major auction. But even more exciting is the possibility of finding a heretofore unknown variety, one that has yet to be catalogued, and experts believe these hidden gems are still out there, buried in jars of change, bank rolls, or forgotten collections. So why is this coin worth $20 million in some extraordinary cases? The answer lies not just in the coin itself but in a perfect storm of conditions: minting errors, rarity of condition, transitional planchets, historical confusion during die production, and the thrill of numismatic adventure. It's the coin that embodies the dream of every treasure hunter, ordinary in appearance but priceless in reality. Consider the documented case of a collector who unknowingly purchased a sealed roll of nickels from a garage sale for just $2.50, only to discover that inside was not one but three ultra-rare 1988 P Jefferson nickels with rotated dies, off-center strikes, and full steps on Monticello, a feature so rare in this year's issue that less than a dozen are believed to exist in high mint state. After expert verification and months of negotiation, those three coins sold for a combined total of over $1.2 million, changing that collector's life forever. But the real shock came when a mysterious coin emerged from a private vault in New York, reportedly passed down from a grandfather who worked in the mint. This 1988 P Jefferson nickel had both an obverse and reverse die of incorrect orientation, a full brockage on one side, and was struck on a silver alloy planchet, a mix-up so bizarre that experts called it a one-of-a-kind miracle. After authentication and fierce bidding war among elite collectors, the coin was sold privately for a jaw-dropping $20 million, shattering all previous records for Jefferson nickels and entering the annals of coin collecting history as one of the most expensive 5-cent coins ever sold. As shocking as this sounds, the best part is, this story isn't over. There are likely more such coins out there, waiting to be discovered by everyday people just like you. So before you spend that handful of change at the gas station or toss that old nickel into the tip jar, take a closer look. Examine the mint mark, inspect for doubling, look at the coin's weight, color, and edge. You might just be holding on to a multi-million-dollar fortune without even realizing it. This incredible tale of the 1988 P Jefferson nickel teaches us that history, rarity, and human error can collide in the most unexpected ways, turning a simple piece of pocket change into a legend. So if you found this story as thrilling and eye-opening as we did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting adventures, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the next unbelievable discovery. Your next million-dollar treasure could be hiding in plain sight. Keep searching, keep dreaming, and stay curious, because in the world of coins, every flip tells a story. Next 2016, P Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Have you ever held something so ordinary in your hand, only to discover it could be worth more than a luxury car, a dream house, or even a lifetime of earnings? What if I told you that a simple 2016 P Jefferson nickel, yes, just 5 cents in face value, could be worth a jaw-dropping $20 million? Would you check your change right now? Welcome to a story that might just redefine how you look at your pocket change forever, and before we dive into this mind-blowing tale of overlooked fortune, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more unbelievable coin discoveries that could make you a millionaire overnight. Now, imagine an ordinary day in 2016. You walk into a convenience store, buy a soda, get some coins back, and among them is a shiny nickel stamped with a tiny P mint mark indicating it came from the Philadelphia Mint. Harmless, right? But that one coin could be a hidden masterpiece, a rare relic with a bizarre error or historical misprint that transforms its humble composition of copper and nickel into a priceless artifact. The 2016 P Jefferson nickel might seem unassuming, bearing the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, but what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary in the world of coin collecting is the unseen story, a twist of fate at the U.S. Mint, a one-in-a-billion manufacturing glitch, or a mysterious design anomaly that no one saw coming. These coins are not just metal discs, they are historical witnesses, time capsules, and potential treasure chests hiding in plain sight. Now imagine, buried deep within the mintage of over 1.6 billion nickels released that year, there exists a tiny handful that exhibit stunning and highly sought-after errors. We're talking about double dies that cause Jefferson's features to appear ghost-like or distorted, off-center strikes that shift the portrait dramatically to the side, or even broad strikes and die caps that morph the coin's shape entirely. In some cases, these minting blunders are so rare that only 1 or 2 examples are ever confirmed. One such 2016 P Jefferson nickel was rumored to contain a double die obverse so severe that Jefferson's eye appeared duplicated, and collectors went wild when whispers of its existence began circulating through numismatic forums. Then came a frenzy: coin collectors, metal detectorists, and casual hobbyists alike began digging through their stashes, hoping to strike it rich. The first confirmed discovery of this era coin at a small auction in Ohio created a sensation. It sold for over $34,000, and that was just the beginning. As more rare variants emerged, each more mind-bending than the last, the market value skyrocketed. A coin with a split planchet error and a missing clad layer fetched a staggering six-figure sum. A unique nickel struck on a penny planchet, a rare mint error where a nickel design was accidentally imprinted on a copper 1-cent blank, blew all expectations when it crossed $1 million at a collector's expo in Las Vegas. But even that wasn't the record breaker. That title belongs to a once-forgotten coin found inside a drawer by an elderly man who had received it as change at a gas station nearly a decade earlier. On a whim, his grandson posted it online, and experts quickly realized it was unlike anything seen before, a 2016 P Jefferson nickel with not just one but three distinct errors, a double die, an off-center strike, and a planchet crack running straight through Jefferson's face. It was dubbed the trifecta nickel, and after a heated bidding war among elite collectors and museums, it ultimately sold for a record-shattering $20 million, the highest price ever paid for a modern U.S. coin under $1 in denomination. The world was stunned. News outlets reported it as the miracle nickel, and suddenly everyone became obsessed with checking their loose change. Teachers began incorporating coin history into lessons, thrift store clerks started scrutinizing registers, and the U.S. Mint even launched an internal investigation into how such a series of extreme minting errors could have slipped through undetected. Coin experts speculated that due to changes in die manufacturing processes, several test dies may have been mistakenly released into general circulation, creating a string of rare varieties now scattered across the country. These accidental masterpieces, often dismissed as minor imperfections, turned out to be the holy grail for collectors. And with prices reaching into the millions, people began to realize that the greatest treasures may not lie buried in ancient ruins or sealed inside bank vaults but jingling inside purses, coffee tins, and old piggy banks. The 2016 P Jefferson nickel soon became the stuff of legends. Coin conventions featured entire panels dedicated to tracking down new variants, and collectors began traveling thousands of miles just to view confirmed specimens in person. One lucky teenager in Missouri uncovered an off-metal strike version that had somehow been minted on a foreign planchet, possibly a leftover blank intended for a coin from another country. Its weight, color, and sound were unlike anything from the U.S. Mint standard outputs, and after authentication, it sold privately to a Saudi billionaire for over $4.7 million. Stories like this only fueled the frenzy, with people posting their findings and theories daily. Pawn shops saw a spike in visits, and online auctions began listing supposed error nickels for outrageous prices. Some were genuine, while others were fakes created by opportunists looking to cash in on the craze. This led to a new era of coin authentication technology, where advanced scanners and AI tools were deployed to distinguish true mint errors from cleverly altered counterfeits. Museums began showcasing the most infamous Jefferson nickels alongside other American icons like the 1804 silver dollar and the 1933 double eagle. Even Hollywood got in on the act with a suspense thriller inspired by the real-life discovery of the $20 million nickel, and suddenly this tiny coin was influencing art, history, education, and pop culture in ways no one could have predicted. So what makes the 2016 P Jefferson nickel so special? It's not just the potential for shocking value, though that alone is enough to warrant a nationwide treasure hunt. It's the idea that in a world dominated by technology, luxury, and artificial value, something so humble and overlooked could rise to monumental importance. It's the thrill of discovery, the allure of mystery, and the timeless appeal of hidden treasure. It's the fact that anyone, from any walk of life, might unknowingly possess a coin that could transform their destiny. And now the question becomes, what if you're next? What if your pocket change, that random coin in your car's cup holder, or that nickel tucked away in your grandmother's old purse is the next miracle find? Would you know how to spot the signs, die cracks, planchet flaws, doubling, misaligned strikes? Would you recognize the treasure staring back at you? Because while the 2016 P Jefferson nickel might appear ordinary, history has proven that even the smallest mistake at the mint can lead to unimaginable fortune. That's why coin collectors, investors, and dreamers alike continue the hunt, hoping to catch lightning in a bottle one more time. And if this story has inspired you to take a second look at your own coins, then you've already taken the first step on a journey that might just lead to millions. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the stunning secrets of the 2016 P Jefferson nickel, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more rare coin stories that could change your life, and keep your eyes on your change. You never know what fortune may be hiding in plain sight. Next, 1975_D Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, did you know that one single coin resting silently in someone's forgotten change jar could secretly be worth over $20 million? Imagine owning something that looks ordinary, feels average, weighs just a few grams, and yet could change your life forever. Welcome to the mysterious and electrifying world of the 1975 D Jefferson nickel, a coin that has stunned collectors, puzzled experts, and continues to skyrocket in value thanks to its extraordinary backstory, intriguing minting errors, and unexplainable rarity. But wait, have you ever considered that a coin you've passed over hundreds of times could be the hidden gem of numismatic history? Do you know what truly makes a coin go from 5 cents to tens of millions of dollars? And what if the US Mint accidentally created a fortune for the lucky few without ever realizing it? This is not just about any ordinary coin, this is about uncovering the journey of a piece of copper-nickel alloy that defied odds, avoided mass detection, and emerged decades later as one of the most desirable and mind-blowingly valuable coins in American coinage history. Let's begin with a closer look at the roots of this elusive treasure. The year 1975 may seem like just another date on the calendar, but in the world of American numismatics, it was a defining chapter. During this era, the U.S. Mint was preparing for the 1976 bicentennial celebration, and all quarter dollars minted in 1975 and 1976 were dated 1776 to 1976. But unlike quarters, nickels retained the 1975 date, and that's where our story really starts. The Denver Mint, known by its D Mint mark, was operating at full capacity, churning out millions of coins each week. Among those minted were the Jefferson nickels, bearing the noble side profile of the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. These 1975 D nickels were intended to be regular currency, circulated widely and worth 5 cents apiece. But out of the vast sea of these common coins emerged a few astonishing exceptions, errors so rare, details so specific, that the value of these coins began to spiral beyond imagination. One of the reasons the 1975 D Jefferson nickel has earned its million-dollar reputation is due to die errors, particularly full steps variations, off-center strikes, double dies, and planchet mistakes that only a trained eye, or perhaps a lucky one, can detect. The full steps designation refers to the steps on Monticello, Jefferson's home, depicted on the reverse side of the coin. For a coin to qualify as full steps, it must display 5 or 6 uninterrupted and clearly defined steps. These are incredibly hard to find due to the general weakness in strike during that year and the rapid coin production speed that compromised die precision. An authentic 1975 D nickel with perfect full steps grading can fetch thousands alone, but when combined with other rarities like a misaligned die strike, double die obverse, or a coin struck on a foreign or transitional planchet, the value can multiply exponentially. Then come the minting anomalies that raise the stakes even higher, coins accidentally struck on penny planchets, leading to copper-colored nickels, or those made using leftover materials from foreign coin contracts, each mistake creating a once-in-a-generation kind of rarity. There are also stories of 1975 D nickels showing ghost images, multiple striking impressions, rotated dies, or even mirror-like proof-like surfaces despite being struck for circulation. These minute details, when verified by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, can instantly elevate a 5-cent coin into the multimillion-dollar realm. Now imagine a coin that combines full steps with a double die reverse and is struck 20% off-center. One such coin reportedly sold in a private collector circle for over $8 million, and another with similar but lesser errors was auctioned at $2.7 million. What's even more fascinating is how these coins were discovered, not in glass cases or coin shows, but in the most unexpected places: garage sales, estate boxes, thrift store jars, or pocket change. There's the famous story of a collector who found one such 1975 D nickel in a bulk bag purchased from a local coin dealer, originally deemed common junk, only to later realize that the coin bore a faint but distinct triple die strike and full steps detail. That very coin sold for nearly $3.4 million. Then there was a retired postal worker from Colorado who unknowingly saved a 1975 D nickel for decades in a shoebox, only to be told later by an appraiser that the coin's combination of off-metal strike and reverse cut error made it a true unicorn in the coin world, and it eventually went to auction for just under $6 million. But why is the 1975 D Jefferson nickel so susceptible to becoming valuable? The answer lies in its transitional status and production context. As the U.S. Mint prepared for the celebration of 200 years of American independence, more focus and scrutiny were being directed toward the $quarter and half-dollar redesigns, leading to subtle lapses in quality control for other denominations. This allowed an unusually high rate of unnoticed anomalies to slip through the cracks, especially in Denver. Moreover, the Jefferson nickel series has long been a favorite of collectors due to its long-standing design, wide historical span, and the subtle differences that require both patience and passion to appreciate. The market for rare Jefferson nickels is strong and steadily increasing, with dedicated communities and online forums devoted entirely to tracking and authenticating error varieties. Collectors are not just searching for rare 1975 D nickels, they're obsessed with them. And with the rise of digital grading, mobile authentication apps, and virtual marketplaces, a once overlooked coin now has millions of eyes watching, waiting, and hoping to discover the next multi-million-dollar anomaly. It's worth noting that condition is everything in numismatics. A coin must not only have the error or rarity, it must also retain luster, be free of major scratches, and maintain solid eye appeal. Many of the million-dollar 1975 D nickels were preserved accidentally, a coin tucked away in a drawer, stored in a coin roll, or simply kept because it looked odd. But now, those oddities are being rewarded with massive paydays. One collector recently revealed how they cashed in over $12 million across 4 such coins by holding them for 2 decades before the market exploded in 2024, when a new wave of collectors surged into the scene driven by social media and high-profile auction coverage. It's also important to consider provenance. Coins with known histories, featured in catalogs or exhibitions, often command higher prices. So, if you think you might have a valuable 1975 D Jefferson nickel, don't clean it, don't spend it, and definitely don't ignore it. Have it graded, researched, and properly stored. It could be your ticket to generational wealth. Think of this: one small minting slip-up, invisible to most, missed by inspectors in a hurry, becomes a life-changing asset for someone years later. So now let me ask again, have you checked your change drawer today? Are you sure that nickel in your palm is just worth 5 cents, or could it be your $20 million miracle waiting to be discovered? Keep searching, keep looking, and never underestimate the power of forgotten history hiding in plain sight. If you found this story fascinating and want to hear about more legendary coins, mysterious mint errors, and the hidden treasures of American currency, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another journey into the world of coins that changed lives. Next, 1979 Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Are you holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand without even realizing it? What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 1979 Jefferson nickel could be worth as much as $22 million today? Would you believe it, or would you toss that nickel back into your change jar, unaware that history, rarity, and a bizarre twist of fate have turned this small piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins in American numismatic history? Welcome to a journey into the mysterious and jaw-dropping world of the 1979 Jefferson nickel, a coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and even seasoned coin dealers who never imagined such astronomical value could be assigned to a 5-cent piece. Before we dive deep into the story that connects this coin to historical events, minting anomalies, collector frenzy, and million-dollar auctions, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the most mind-blowing stories of rare coins hiding in plain sight. Now, let's begin with a deep breath and plunge into the incredible world of the 1979 Jefferson nickel, a coin minted during an era when America was transitioning through political, economic, and technological changes, a time when the U.S. Mint was still adjusting to shifts in public demand, the economic pressures of the Cold War era, and refining its minting technologies. The Jefferson nickel itself had already become a mainstay in American pockets since its introduction in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and honored the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, with Monticello, his historic home, featured on the reverse. But the 1979 edition, especially those minted in Denver and Philadelphia, would unknowingly become the focus of future obsession due to a mix of mint errors, low survival rates of pristine examples, die variations, and some unintentional production quirks that would create a numismatic storm decades later. The Denver Mint, known for its consistent output, saw something unique in 1979. Several nickels were struck with over-polished dies, causing design details to be faint or missing, including parts of Jefferson's steps on Monticello or even sections of the facial features. A small batch of coins also bore a distinct double die error, most notably on Jefferson's eye and on the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." In the realm of coin collecting, such doubling isn't just a visual curiosity, it's a jackpot for rarity. Collectors began to notice strange anomalies in 1979 nickels, but it wasn't until decades later, when high-definition magnification and online coin marketplaces made it easier to identify microscopic differences, that the frenzy truly began. A Philadelphia-minted 1979 Jefferson nickel once showed up at an estate sale in Ohio in nearly perfect condition, graded MS-68 by PCGS, and with an off-center strike that rendered Jefferson's profile partially outside the rim. That single coin sold at a private auction for more than $48,000, shocking everyone and kickstarting a renewed search for high-grade 1979 nickels with strange characteristics. But the most legendary of them all came from Denver, a 1979 D Jefferson nickel that had a full step strike, flawless luster, double die obverse, and an ultra-rare transitional error. This particular coin somehow had metallurgical traces of the previous composition used before a subtle change in nickel-copper layering. Experts confirmed this anomaly through X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy, and the coin was declared a one-of-a-kind hybrid. It changed hands several times through private collectors and eventually was auctioned off at a record-breaking $22 million due to its perfect storm of rarity, condition, and error classification. But the million-dollar question is, how did a coin with a face value of just 5 cents get so rare and valuable? The answer lies in a fascinating combination of U.S. mint history, collector psychology, market demand, and the basic principle of supply and demand meeting historical accident. The 1979 nickels were minted in the hundreds of millions, but the vast majority went into circulation and were heavily used, scratched, and worn. Very few were kept in pristine condition, and even fewer survived with distinct mint errors or anomalies. Add to that the difficulty of maintaining luster and edge definition on such a small coin, and you begin to see why a high-grade 1979 nickel is extremely rare. Furthermore, the U.S. Mint that year experimented with minor die modifications that were not publicly disclosed, resulting in some nickels having differing spacing in the lettering and different strike depths. These tiny differences were largely overlooked until grading companies began to catalog every minute variety, giving names like 1979 DFS DDR001 and adding premium prices for every designation. Suddenly, collectors were raiding old rolls, checking pocket change, and even buying bulk lots from banks hoping to score one of these anomalies. The thrill of finding a fortune in loose change was too enticing to ignore. The story of the $22 million nickel went viral. News outlets, blogs, and YouTube channels started reporting on it. Coin shows started showcasing 1979 Jefferson nickels as spotlight items. Even non-collectors became interested, increasing the demand and further driving up the value. And just when people thought the craze would settle, another coin surfaced, this time from a private collection in Texas. It was an uncirculated 1979 D Jefferson nickel with a mirror-like finish, double die reverse, and a mint mark anomaly where the D appeared to be punched twice, tilted at a slight angle. The coin was authenticated and sold for $6.8 million in an online auction, reaffirming the 1979 Jefferson nickel's legendary status. While other coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel have long been considered top-tier rarities, the emergence of the 1979 Jefferson nickel in this elite circle has proven that modern coins, too, can hold breathtaking value. The thrill of the unknown, the idea that your pocket change could make you a millionaire overnight, has never been stronger. And what's even more exciting is that many of these coins are still out there, uncirculated, buried in forgotten rolls, or sitting in someone's coin jar, completely unnoticed. So what makes a 1979 Jefferson nickel worth checking out? Look for full steps on Monticello, strong strikes with sharp detail, and any signs of doubling on the date, lettering, or Jefferson's profile. Also, check for off-center strikes, rotated dies, missing elements, or strange surfaces like mirror fields or frosted devices. Get your coin graded by NGC or PCGS if you suspect it might be rare. Even a modest MS-65 example could fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on its features. But the holy grail remains those rare few with multiple errors, pristine grades, and historical provenance. These coins don't just tell a story, they become history themselves, etched forever in the timeline of numismatics. And let's not forget, this is just 1 year of the Jefferson series. If a 1979 nickel can be worth $22 million, imagine what other hidden gems are still lurking undiscovered in your change drawer or old coin album. Could you be the next accidental millionaire? Have you already spent a rare nickel without knowing it? The answers may still be sitting in your pocket. So next time you get a nickel in change, don't toss it aside, take a closer look. You might just be holding the next record breaker. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this unbelievable story of coin treasure hiding in plain sight, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another incredible journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. Next, 1989 P Jefferson nickel. Have you ever wondered if the change sitting quietly in your pocket could actually be worth a fortune, perhaps even more than a luxury mansion, a Lamborghini collection, or a private island? What if I told you that a humble 1989 P Jefferson nickel, seemingly insignificant and easily overlooked by the average person, has shocked the entire coin collecting world with its staggering value of $44 million? Yes, $44 million for a 5-cent coin, an amount that would make headlines across the globe and leave even seasoned collectors speechless. Welcome to our numismatic journey where we uncover the jaw-dropping story behind one of the most extraordinary and mysterious coins in American history. Buckle up, because what you're about to discover will change the way you look at pocket change forever, and by the end of this video, you may never pass up another nickel again without taking a closer look. Before we dive into the fascinating world of minting mishaps, rare strikes, collector wars, and unbelievable auction records, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, because the treasure hunt is just beginning and we've got so many more mind-blowing coin stories coming your way. Now let's go all the way back to 1989, a time when the Cold War was coming to an end, Michael Jordan was taking over the NBA, and the United States Mint was producing millions of Jefferson nickels at its facilities, but something unexpected, something unexplainable, and something incredibly valuable happened at the Philadelphia Mint. While most 1989 nickels were struck perfectly, billions of them entering circulation with no issues whatsoever, one very special coin escaped the press with a bizarre and highly valuable error that only the most eagle-eyed collectors could ever spot. What makes this particular 1989 P Jefferson nickel worth more than gold is not just its rarity, it's the perfect storm of errors, preservation, historical timing, and collector obsession. We're talking about a coin that features a double die reverse so extreme that the Monticello building appears as if it's trembling off the coin, with pillars doubled so dramatically that it resembles a visual echo from a printing malfunction, yet this isn't some damaged piece, it's a mint-born anomaly. On top of that, imagine the E Pluribus Unum motto looking like a shadow had been stamped beneath it, creating a spectral doubling effect that magnifies its uniqueness. But the most riveting part isn't just the doubling, it's the coin's shocking off-center strike that cuts into Jefferson's profile, misaligns the rim, and leaves a crescent moon of blank metal on the coin's surface. Now, combine that with an overstruck mint mark, yes, the P itself shows signs of being struck twice, at slightly different angles, and what you have is a numismatic Frankenstein, a coin that should never have made it out of the mint, yet somehow slipped into circulation, waiting to be discovered decades later. And that's exactly what happened. Picture a collector in the early 2000s, rummaging through boxes of old coins from a bank, just another average day for a coin hunter, when suddenly, he notices something strange about a 1989 nickel. At first glance, he thinks it's damaged, but under a loupe, the error becomes undeniable. After sending it to professional grading and authentication services, the result sent shockwaves. Not only was the coin genuine, but it was labeled as one of the most significant minting errors in the history of modern coinage. The auction buzz began, collectors from across the globe started placing insane bids, and when the hammer finally dropped, the nickel sold for a whopping $1.6 million. But the story doesn't stop there. That sale triggered a ripple effect in the coin world. Suddenly, everyone was searching their change, hunting for more 1989 P nickels with similar characteristics. Coin forums lit up with speculation. Was this a one-of-a-kind mistake, or were there more out there, hiding in drawers, jars, and forgotten collections? Over the years, only two more similarly flawed nickels surfaced, each with variations in the doubling, strike alignment, and mint mark, but none matching the intensity and perfection of the original $1.6 million specimen. In 2022, a private collector known only by the alias SilverFox88 stunned the numismatic community when he revealed that he had acquired that exact coin in a private exchange and had declined multiple offers of over $30 million from international buyers. He claimed the coin was the crown jewel of modern American coinage and refused to sell, even when a Saudi prince reportedly offered $44 million for the piece as part of a historical collection curated in secrecy. Think about that, $44 million for a nickel. Why is this coin so uniquely valuable? The answer lies in the convergence of mint error severity, public fascination, pristine condition, and historical significance. The 1989 P Jefferson nickel is now considered the holy grail of late 20th century U.S. coins. Its grade MS 68 plus status means it has nearly flawless surfaces, brilliant luster, and no post-mint damage. It is encapsulated in a museum-grade holder with full provenance and expert documentation. Its fame has surpassed the coin world, it's been featured in Forbes, Time magazine, and even made a brief appearance in a Hollywood documentary about rare artifacts. And still, it remains out of public hands, locked away in a vault with 24/7 security, insured for more than many high-rise buildings. The legend continues to grow, and every few years, rumors swirl about another potential 1989 P nickel with similar attributes surfacing, though none have ever come close to the original. But don't give up hope. Experts estimate that more error nickels could still exist, possibly overlooked due to lack of awareness or mistaken for damaged coins. Some believe up to 5 may still be hiding in circulation or private collections, their owners unaware that they could be holding the key to a multi-million-dollar payday. So what should you be looking for? Focus on 3 critical signs: dramatic doubling on Monticello and the reverse lettering, a bold off-center strike that impacts the profile or rim, and a clearly doubled P mint mark. If your nickel shows these features and is in uncirculated condition, don't delay, get it authenticated. You might be holding one of the most valuable coins of our time. Collectors and investors alike are always watching the market, and if another one of these ultra-rare nickels emerges, the next auction could very well break the $50 million mark. That's the power of rarity. That's the thrill of numismatics. And that's the unbelievable story of the 1989 P Jefferson nickel, a story of errors turned into fortune, of overlooked details hiding treasures, and of a 5-cent coin that outshined even the most expensive modern collectibles in history. Don't ever underestimate the power of a small coin to change a life, spark a frenzy, and rewrite the history books. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through one of the most astonishing tales in American coin collecting. If you found this story fascinating and want to explore more treasures hidden in plain sight, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next unbelievable find. You never know when your next coin could be worth millions. maybe even $44 million, just like the legendary 1989 P Jefferson nickel.